Hello and welcome everyone. Let's talk about cryptocurrency. Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin dead? Is crypto kind of dead? Are we not going anywhere? And the most important thing is, where do we put our money? Where should we put our money? Do we get out of this market? Do we stay in? Where do we invest? Let's have a recap of 2021 and what should we expect from 2022. We're going to do a whole recap here. Hopefully you like it. I have a really good information and good news that will bring you right now, right here. All right, so before we get to it, I really appreciate a nice like, subscribe to our channel, and of course, share. All right. So again, we have a lot of good free stuff: free Telegram, Twitter, website, YouTube. So let's get right to it and let's see what is happening with the markets, guys. What is happening? So first and foremost over here, Bitcoin is completely crashing. It's dumping, So what is happening? So there's a lot of bad news going on right now. So what you should know is you must see our video about exit strategy, right? So if you go to our YouTube channel over here, I published this video over here, when to sell your cryptocurrency. You must have this written down. You must have watched it. If you haven't, you must see it. You need to know, do you stay in for the long term? Do you take profits? Do you have a little bit for long term, a little bit for short term? So you must see this video, all right? So let's take a look at what's happening over here, because there's a lot of bleeding right now. And as end of the year, a lot of people taking profits, a lot of people basically selling to pay taxes. It is tax season by the end of the year, so there's a lot of selling off, and there is options expiration. So a lot of selling overall, but where do we go from here? Is this the bottom? Are we going up again or not? Well, the news are always the same. When there is bleed on the street, there is more bleeding on the news, right? So here's the top stories over here. Top Bitcoin mining country, Kazakhstan, turns off internet amid protests, right? So what's happening? So Kazakhstan was about 18% of all the hash rate for Bitcoin, right? So let's take a look at over here. Here is the information where you can see a little bit more. So the latest internet outage could affect the global Bitcoin hash rate. As previously reported by Cointelegraph, Kazakhstan accounted for 18% of the total global Bitcoin mining hash rate. So they basically shut it down, right? Just like China, back some time ago, right here in mid 2021, Chinese government just basically clamped down on the local mines for Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining. And what happened? You cannot escape Bitcoin. You're going to shut them down. There will be other countries out there that will want the business. This is billions, trillions, billions of dollars in cryptocurrency, and overall there's a lot of money to be made. So if one country is going to shut down, another country is going to take that opportunity to make some money, to bring those miners back. And this is what happened here. Bitcoin hash rate meant new all-time high. So basically, if China, crack it down, well, they went, the miners went to another country, that they would take their business, right? This is business, this is money. So they just went and take more business, and this is going to continue to happen as inflation continues to skyrocket. Money wanted to, people want to make money, and inflation is not good, right? So Bitcoin, the more inflation rises, the more they try to take down and shut down Bitcoin, the more the people are going to find ways that Bitcoin is going to be worth higher and higher. Okay, so now let's take a look at the graph here. This is the Bitcoin graph. This is the logarithm, the Bitcoin logarithm growth curve, right? So this is all the way from the beginning of Bitcoin, and this graph here shows basically every time the Bitcoin has hit a bottom or a top, right? So this, so far, this growth curve has hit its spot, right? So if you can see here in 2013, we have the same pattern that we're seeing right now, right? So we are right in the middle of this log growth curve, right? And every time we hit the middle, you know, we kind of tend to linger around before it goes to all-time high, right? So you can see here that, we can see the top of the 4-year cycle hit the top of this growth curve, right? Same thing again, 2013, and then back in 2017. And in 2021, we have not hit the all-time high again, right? So there is some speculation that there's more bleeding over here before we go to all-time high again, right? But what do you do? Do we sell it because things are just dumping like crazy? Well, if you know what's happening, let's take a look at, the year in perspective, right? So you must know what's happening over here, right? And one thing that I like to show you is the year in perspective, right? 2021, right? If we take a look at what happened around April time frame, we have all altcoins going crazy, right? BNB, which is the Binance coin, was about $50 or so last year. It hit $500. That's crazy. Cardano, one of the most popular coins out there, the one that's supposed to take Ethereum out. Cardano was trading in the pennies, back in 2020, and then 2021 is about $3. So it's a huge growth, 10 to 100x on some of those coins and everything else. So the altcoins were going crazy. Then we had the DeFi. So DeFi was starting to get very popular. So we have Terra Luna, Avalanche, Chainlink, of course, Uniswap and PancakeSwap also had its crazy days, and they all went ballistic in terms of growth. And then lastly, by the end of 2020 or 2021, we have NFT, right? So now we have a sandbox, a decentralized, or engine, Digibyte, and AXS. They all went crazy. If we take a look at over here, so this is the top DeFi tokens: Terra Luna, Avalanche, Chainlink. So they all have a humongous growth, in 2021, right? And we had this sporadically growth, right? We had altcoin season, and then we had DeFi coins and projects, and then you had NFTs, right? So we are kind of in this bubble, and of course, I don't want to miss out on these other shit coins. So we had these coins that had no purpose. They're crap. Deutsche Coin was basically created as a joke, and then you went ballistic. People were making like 100%, 100,000% on this Deutsche Coin. Same thing with SafeMoon. It was like a 100x valuation for coins that had no purpose, FAG. And then lastly, we had the Shiba coin, also no purpose, just like some dog coins over there. So people are making money. And of course, you need to know where you stand so that you just don't sit holding the bag. You must, watch the video there. If you don't want to watch my video, go to the website, go to YouTube and find when to sell your cryptocurrency. You need to know if you want to be in for the long term. If you're going to be in for the long term, you must know that volatility are high, right? You're going to make a lot and you're going to lose a lot. So you must know when to take your money out, okay? So, and this is one part I wanted to talk about. And the other part I would like to show you is, here's what's happening right now. Market dominance, right? So Bitcoin dominance right now, it is in the all-time lows. So you can see here that there's always the talk about Ethereum is going to take over Bitcoin's dominance, and every time this happens, inflation goes high and people start worrying about the economy, and people go back to Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin is kind of the safe vehicle where nobody owns it, that it's supposed to take down inflation. It's an anti-inflationary coin and currency. So people and big whales and big corporations are looking to lean towards, okay? So you can see here it hit some low here in terms of dominance, right? Just about 40%. Here's about, hit a low of about 35%. And now here, again, we are in beginning of January, and we are again at all-time lows. You can see here there's a very popular pattern that's happening over here, right? So every time, besides we have a triple bottom pattern over here on this graph, which is the Bitcoin dominance, we also have Bitcoin at an all-time low in terms of dominance. So every time this happened, the big whales, institutions, and even little retail like you and I, hey, Bitcoin price is kind of low, dominance is kind of low. Hey, what do they want to do? They want to get in. This is the time to get in. If you're talking about patterns and you look at what's happening over here, triple bottom, right? See, this is what's happening here. This is a triple bottom formation, guys, right? Look at it. This is exactly like what we see in the dominance, right? So every time it hits that bottom, right, exactly what we're seeing on the price. So it tends to go up, right? So take a look at it again, so this is what's looking at over there. All in all, Bitcoin dominance, it is an all-time low. Fear and greed index, take a look at over here. This is the 1-year graph of the fear index. This was back in the middle of the year, right? So if we take a look at it over there, the index is about 10%, guys. So people are in extreme fear. When people are in extreme fear, the big guys, the big corporation whales are starting to accumulate. What should you and I do? I don't know what you should do, but this is what I'm thinking about doing. This is what I'm going to do going forward. This is the time to accumulate again, right? So like we talk about in this channel, we talk about, when there are retracements and when there is fear, you accumulate. When it grows up, you take your profit, you put it, you leave it in cash so that you can buy again when the price goes low, and then when it goes up again, you take profit. So this is the key, right? So again, this is the other thing that we talk about here. El Salvador, what is happening with El Salvador? You can see that the GDP of El Salvador here, look at it. Basically, El Salvador is dead, right, for a long time, quarter after quarter, GDP of 1%. And then after he adopted Bitcoin, look at this, 25.3 in terms of GDP, guys. This is no surprise, right? Bitcoin is here to stay. El Salvador was the first. El Salvador president also said that there will be 2 more countries adopting Bitcoin in the coming years, right? This year or the next year, 2022 or 2023, right? This is no surprise, and of course the big whales are going to start taking a look at it, right? So now to finalize over here, let's remove everything that we're seeing over here. There's a huge possibility that, Bitcoin is about 41 right now. There is possibility that we will still drop probably to 38 to 35 to see more bleeding, because there's more bleeding, there's more opportunity for the big whales to go in big before the next rise, right? You and I cannot hold such drops, right? 50, 80% drops. It's really, it's mind-blowing, right? It's very hard for the retail trader to see their account diminish from night to day. So that's what the big corporations do. That's what the institutions do. They put fear in the market, right? So if we take a look at over here and we take a look at basically the weekly chart for some of the top cryptocurrencies. So you can see here that Ethereum was on this rising channel. It has broken down, right? I had said that, if you want to buy, take an opportunity, buy over here with a very close stop loss is a very good attempt to make some good profit if we're still rising. We're not rising anymore. If you know how to short the markets, shorting is a great opportunity as well to make some money. But if you are looking to make some money, Bitcoin and the top cryptocurrencies are still very good investments, right? But again, you need to have a strategy. When do you enter? When do you exit? How much do you want to do, right? You want to accumulate as the price drops, and you want to take profit when the price rises. Never go 100%, right? So again, look at the Cardano. This is a top cryptocurrency over here on the weekly. Now you can see there's huge. Uh, let's take a look at the weekly over here. Very huge accumulation around this area over here, right? So you can see that the price is likely to hit, $1 or even about 80 cents over here with extreme volatility before it rises. So if you want to buy, like I told you guys, I was buying in a below this channel, and then every time it rises, you take some profit, and it rises, you take some profits, right? You buy over here, it didn't rise, so you never go 100%. Right now, it's going down again, right? Whoa, okay, there's another accumulation here. You went up a bit, with the 15, 20%. If you're looking for 100x, 1,000x, and I think those days are gone. We're only going to see that on the next bull run, which is within the next 4 years. So you need to be very cautious, and you need to know how to invest properly. Take profits on the way up, and then make sure you diversify, right? Never go 100%. Follow our videos and look at our exit strategy so you kind of understand how to properly manage your money. Again, this is how we do it. You do the way you want it, right? So I'm just giving you some information. I'm going to show you something here so you are aware of what's happening in the market, right? So we talk about Deutsche Coin, right? You went ballistic, right? From like pennies, right? It was just dead, and then you went higher, right? And then let me show you one over here that was in my radar, which is so what coins are still interesting, right? The top coins, right? Ethereum, Cardano, IOTA, some of this that have gone up, a lot, and then has decreased a lot. Is very good investments, but you want to buy in incremental pieces so that when it rises, you take some profit. So I was talking about here. This one here, SPY. Let's take a look at what's happening with SPY. This is shopping.io. In the beginning of 2021, this was huge. It had deals with Costco, with Walmart, all the top shopping companies, right? We're talking about shopping. People like shopping, right? Look at it. It basically went from about $10 all the way to what? $350. Where are we right now? $17, right? So what's happening, right? So we have had a huge rise, and then we're having a huge crash. So what does that mean? Is that most likely the peak of this bull run has already happened, especially with altcoins. So what the big whales are trying to do, they're probably going to stay on the safe coins, which are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some of the other top projects. Okay, so what should you do? You should be looking into to do the same. But again, make sure you have a plan. Diversify, incrementals. You have $10,000. 2,500 here, 2,500 here, and then take profits when it rises. Do not be greedy, otherwise you're going to be holding the bags. Do not do that. All right, guys. Again, as always, I really appreciate the time. Free Telegram, free Twitter. Make sure you subscribe and share. All right. So again, thank you, and I will see you on the next video. All right. Thank you, and have a great day.